My name is Quintin White Jr. My daddy was the first. I am a firefighter of Engine 2 A shift.
All right. For what department?
Saginaw Fire. I was gonna say yeah, Saginaw Fire Department. Top flight security of the world.
How many years have you held your rank?
I am coming up on 4 years.
4 years?
Yes, sir.
When and why did you decide to become a firefighter?
That's a good question. It's an excellent question, by the way. It's an excellent person asking these questions.
Thank you.
I graduated school. I got a marketing degree. I graduated school. I was doing an entrepreneurial thing, and I'm not gonna say business has its ups and downs, right? So I kind of ran through a couple of dry patches with the business, and I'm like, yo, this won't suffice if I'm gonna be an adult with adult bills.
Right.
I had a house that I had just paid off, so I was like, I kind of need something a little more stable, and I honestly didn't want to go into a 9-to-5 office kind of job. I wanted to do something that I guess had a little bit of purpose and I thought was kind of cool. Before I went to finish my degree, I was gonna do it then. So this would be like 2012. I was about to do the whole process, and then it was like I had to make a decision on, do you want to pursue this or do you want to go away to school? I went to school in Maryland, so I actually moved away to school. So I had to make a decision then. Chose to go to school because it was something I had always wanted to do. And then when I came back, when I got the degree, figured out probably a month into getting my degree that I knew I wasn't gonna want to work. So I got the degree, came home, was doing my entrepreneurial thing for a couple of years, making good money, and it ran into a little dry point, and I had a little bit of free time, and I'm like, I kind of spent a lot of time doing this car thing. My entrepreneurial thing is I have a car dealership, so I had a point where I was like, I spent a lot of time doing this car thing, so not a lot of time, but I had a lot of downtime because the car thing only took up but so much of my time. And like I got, oodles of other time that I can use to work a job. And I was like, the only job that made sense to me was like, be a firefighter. Just because, again, I didn't want to work in an office. I wanted to have a schedule where I could still do other things entrepreneurially. And then I wanted something that was somewhat, like I thought it was always something that was kind of cool, right? It's like, it was something that's respectable in the community. It's something where you're doing something that matters. You're actually impacting people on a daily basis. And it's like I had never heard about anybody, like it's not one of those jobs like, oh, I don't want to do that, I don't want to do it. It was one of the jobs that people always, it was respectable. It was like, it wasn't something that you heard. It was like, oh, why he do that? It was like, oh, okay, I can respect that. So I always thought of myself kind of in a cool manner. So I thought it was a cool job for a cool guy.
For sure. What do you enjoy most about your career or your position?
The free food.
Free food?
Yes.
For sure, a bonus.
Well, my position, what do I enjoy most about my position as opposed to being a driver or a lieutenant?
Yeah.
I actually, I get to fight the fire. So, right, I don't have to, it's I guess the most important part of the job, but it's somewhat of the easiest part of the job, or the various things you can do as a firefighter, the promotion you can have being not just a firefighter, but being a firefighter, you actually the one that's going into the house and putting the fire out. So I actually enjoy that.
Right.
The career itself, I love the schedule. Pays good. I make a decent dollar for what I do. I feel like I'm adequately compensated.
Especially with the schedule we have.
Especially with the schedule. The schedule can't be beat. So I think more than anything else, I like actually quote unquote fighting fire is cool. And then, the impact we're able to make in the community, I think is important. Like representation matters, right? So I'm seeing that being in a city like Saginaw, seeing that, people feel comfortable, people feel better when we're there. We make the situation better. So I think that's a little cooler.
Definitely.
Plus I get to drive trucks and.
What's that?
Plus I get to drive trucks fast and run through red lights and stuff.
Loud noises and a bunch of lights.
That's cool.
Can't beat that.
That's cool sometimes.
What traits do you think are necessary to become a successful firefighter?
Well, everybody's not going to be as handsome as me, so.
Oh, it's a high mark to get to.
I think so. I think you got to be disciplined. Have to pay attention to detail. Have to be disciplined. You have to pay attention to detail. You have to be comfortable making mistakes, right? You have to have and I think all of those things wrapped up into one, and say like a person have to have a decent level of self-esteem and self-security, right? Because you can't, get too down on yourself when you make mistakes. You got to have the patience and the persistence to keep kind of pushing through and learning. Got to be a people person, honestly. You got to be, because you have to interact with not only the people you work with, but you're going to interact with the community, right? So you have to have empathy and a certain level of consideration for people. So I think if you're disciplined, good level of patience, good level of your sense of self, know who you are, and you like helping people, and you have a level of consideration with folks, you'll be all right.
Right. You have a strong mind and be sociable.
Yeah, I think you got to be sociable because, like I said, even as being here, and then we go out into the world and we got to interact with people every day, and it's like you want to always keep at the forefront of your mind that I'm here to serve this person, I'm here to serve the community, right? So I don't want to ever come across like it's a burden for me to do my job. So with that, it's understanding to to empathize with people, not judge them, and just really honestly come there to do the very best job you can, and the job is ultimately to make every situation you come into better.
Yeah. So. Is there anything about working as a firefighter that initially caught you off guard?
Yeah, it was the free food. I didn't know how much free food we got, which is definitely a bonus and a plus. I dare say all of it. I mean, because I went through academy, you know what I'm saying? They tell you what it's going to be like, but it's like until you've actually experienced some of the stuff that we experienced, I can't say it's, and it's surprising. I wouldn't necessarily say caught off guard. It was just surprising, like the reality of what it is, right? Like actually going into these people's homes and these certain scenarios that we be in. It's like some of the stuff that you wouldn't expect.
Not like TV at all.
Yeah, it's not. It's TV. It's too real for TV. Like it can't be. Yeah, it's something you have to. I would say I wouldn't say everything, but kind of everything. I wouldn't necessarily say it caught me off guard. But it's like one of those, not necessarily an out of body experience, but like you get used to it. But it's like when you encounter some of these real life situations for the first time you got to run into a quote unquote burning building, right? The first time you had a car accident and everybody bleeding everywhere. The first time you get a CPR and somebody you might got to literally try to bring somebody back to life. All that stuff, you get prepared for it. You're there to do the job. You feel confident in your abilities, but actually the first couple of times you do it, it's like you get back in the truck afterwards and you're like, did that really just happen? So I think all of it kind of it takes a while to settle in if you don't come from that. Like I think that's why it's kind of suited for like military, if you've been around highly tense situations. I think you easily do a little bit better. But like somebody like me, I didn't have any pre-service history. Like if you ain't never experienced it before, I think it can be surprising. I don't know if I can say caught off guard because most of the stuff I guess I expected, but expecting it and actually dealing with it is two different things.
Yeah. Can you tell me about a time when you had to make a decision quickly?
My man just fell from the second story. He unconscious. So it's. I think every time we have any kind of like emergency situation, fire related, is fast decisions. It's become so commonplace that I can't even.
Right.
I'm trying to think when haven't I had to.
You're so used to it that
every time
nothing ever sticks out anymore.
I don't think it's not like every time was a life changing or a life or death kind of decision, but we have to be quick on our feet every single time we do, right? Because there's always so much going on. From quick on our feet and think with, I guess, both heads, if you will, to it. We have to, as I say, head on the swivel, and it'd be a mess.
For sure. Is there anything you do to manage stress both on and off the job?
I like to be around pretty women. I like to eat good food. I like to hang with my dog. Yeah, I think those are kind of the top three. I try to stay active, right? I try to, in the summertime when it's nice, be outdoors, biking, running, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I like to hang with pretty girls, eat good food, hang with my dog.
Sure. If you weren't a firefighter, what career would you choose instead?
What career would I choose, or what career would I be doing?
Which one would you be doing instead?
Or
if you could have your dream career, like anything in the world.
My dream career would be not to have a career. I would like to be a shepherd.
Okay.
Tend to flock.
All right.
You get the reference? You don't get the reference. I'm being
reference.
facetious. This guy's never seen Good Will Hunting.
Oh, I've seen that. I got it.
So there you go. See, you pick it up what I'm putting down. I would right? Be a male model, clearly.
Clearly.
Right? I mean, obviously, right? That would be something that people would want me to do. I don't know. I might row crew. Me and Michael Phelps trained for a while.
Right.
I don't know. There would be a myriad of options. I think I'm most desirable in most fields. So yeah, I would probably be an Olympic swimmer if I didn't tend to a flock of sheep somewhere in the Netherlands.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anything else you want to tell the community?
The community. We love you. We appreciate you. On all nights, preferably nights that A shift works. If you're not sure when A shift works, come by Station 2 anytime and I'll let you know. On all nights A shift works, please keep the noise to a minimum between 10 p.m. and 7 a.m. Whatever you want to give me during the day, I'm cool with. If you give me something at 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to show up. I'm going to be as courteous as I possibly can be, but I would much rather see you during the day and not at 3 o'clock in the morning. And call us for smoke detectors. Get your smoke detectors installed.
Cool. Well,
Stop and stop, drop, and roll.
Yes, stop, drop, and roll.
Stop, drop, and set them up. Open up shop.